Hello, everybody. It's been a couple years since I last wrote about the proxy service and ad verification tool GeoEdge. So if you haven't checked it out yet, I recommend you do. I also include about a 15-minute detailed screencast on basically showing how the tool works and its main features and uses. So I didn't want to repeat that in this screencast, but what I did want to do is basically cover some of the features and new elements that GeoEdge has added since my last screencast. So as you can see, I have it running here in Chrome, and this is GeoEdge with the usual different countries that you can use for the. That's typically what most people would use GeoEdge for. Here, so that you can see how websites look and what different ads appear by depending on what country you visit from. So that's kind of what I covered before. So as I said, I do want to cover some of the new features this time around. I did briefly mention it in my blog post last time, but I'll just kind of show you here that in addition to just browsing from a different country, you can actually browse from different devices. So you could view what a website looks like from different Apple products. So you could do like an iPad or iPhone, different versions. Similarly, you could do it with Android, big selection to choose from, and the list goes on. So you can, I guess I'll just quickly show you. So let's just go, let's see how my blog looks on, let's say, an Android Galaxy S with Gingerbread OS. So let's just go to my blog here. And you can see that since we are viewing it from the mobile device, you are actually visiting or viewing my mobile version of my website. If I were to turn off GeoEdge now, it will reload into how it excuse me, typically looks. I'll just turn it back on here. So in addition to mobile devices, you could also do view how your website or any website looks on the game consoles. And of course, you can just easily look on different browsers and different browser versions. You can also view how your website appears to a bot. Moving on. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. One of the recent things that GeoEdge added, and I believe they added this around 6 months ago, but you can actually now view through different mobile carriers. So the actual like company carriers. Now it currently, and today is October the 20th, 2015. Currently, there isn't a huge selection. Like for example, they have a good number of different countries, but in each country there's not a huge selection. In the US they have T-Mobile and Verizon. I'm in Canada, so I don't actually know how many carriers the US has. So maybe those are the main two. So and as you can see here, currently the T-Mobile is currently unavailable, but I think they normally do have it. But you can view how you can view how a website looks in Verizon, and it would be nice if they add some more to this list, and I'm sure they will over time. But this is a new feature that they've added in the past 6 months. Another feature I wanted to show you is compare locations, and this is a very useful feature which I've never actually used before because I didn't really pay attention to it. But now that I know that it's available here, I think I will use it. And basically, it just does what it sounds like. It allows you to easily, basically, it allows you to select a multiple selection of different locations and devices and whatnot, and be able to compare how they look on one page as opposed to separately going to each URL and each country and device separately. This way it lets you do it all at once. So for example, if we just use my blog here, or actually let's try Google here. So if we just do Google, and so I can select both United States and Canada, and just for the fun of it, let's just do Brazil as well. Yeah, let's just let that load here. So it'll take maybe about a minute or so to load, because it is accessing the website through like multiple proxies at the same time. But it's done here, so it took maybe about 10 seconds. And you can see that it has like a screenshot of each version of the website. So we've got Google Canada. We can see it worked. We've got Google. This is the US, so that's the default. And then we've got Brazil. We've got Google Brazil here. So you can see how easy that is to compare instead of going separately to each to each country separately. In addition, like you can also do it by mobile carriers as well if you want to compare. You can do banner identification. Also, you can do it by device based. So, for example, let's do my blog. So let's go tylercruz.com. Let's see how it looks on the iPad. No, let's do the iPhone, iPhone iOS 9. Let's do an Android. Let's just do, how about the LG G4 Lollipop? And let's do Windows. Let's do, how about a Windows Nokia? And let's do desktop. Let's just do Firefox Windows 7. Okay, so we will just and let's just view that from United States, and we will hit go. So I've got 4 different versions loading here. So again, this might take maybe 15 seconds or so to load. So we can see that this one's already done, and so we can see that here that these are all loading fine. It appears to load correctly on all. Again, we've got the Nokia, we've got the LG G4, and we've got the iPhone, and we can see that my blog loads fine on all 3 here. And then we can see in Firefox it's loading, and we can see the Firefox version here as well. So oh, and there's one more feature I wanted to show as well, and that is this is a very simple one, but so if I were to it's the screenshot option here. So basically, it'll just take a screenshot of the website on how it appears depending on what country you're from, and it just allows you to simply for example, I could see this being extremely useful for like affiliate managers at affiliate networks, right? So they could view an offer, and maybe like an affiliate marketer is like, hey, I don't think the offer is working in Argentina, right? So then the affiliate manager can go here and check and be like, hey, yeah, it's loading fine. Your mascot is loading. They can highlight it and be like, enter the text and be like, it's loading fine. I can see it, right? So they can do this. You can change the color here, I think. I'm sure you can. Whoops, I made it too small here. But you get the idea here. So you can edit the page, and then you could share it or save it and then send it to whoever. And it's just a little simple thing to take a screenshot and edit it and send it off to somebody, or even if it's your own website. I closed it by accident there, but even if it's your own website, you could, or if you're a designer, right? You can be, okay, this ad is like overlapping on French-based ads, for example. So those are just some additional features of GeoEdge in addition to the main usage, which I've again I covered in my other blog post and screencast. And yeah, GeoEdge is definitely a service and a product that I've used for about 2 to 3 years now, and I do definitely recommend it. It's very, very simple to use. Never had a problem with it, and it works well, and it does its job. Okay, there you go. Thanks for watching. Bye.